Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Chopped at Home. So if you saw my video, Chopped at Home DIY avocado yogurt bagels, you'll see that I made those as I was craving bagels. So I decided to throw together what I had on hand to make some. If you haven't watched it yet, go check it out after this video. Since the bagels were so good, I thought I'd make some more. But this time I want to use cornmeal as a main binder for DIY yeast-free cheesy corn bagels. Again, these will be yeast-free, so it should be interesting to see how they turn out. I'll include the final recipe in the description section below the video, as I'm making this up as I go along. So let's get started. I'm starting with 1 cup or 250 grams of plain yogurt, which I let sit out on the counter until it got to room temperature. I'm adding 1 egg that was also brought to room temperature. One teaspoon of salt. 1 teaspoon of brown sugar. Whisk it together. Now I'm adding 1.5 cups of cornmeal. This cornmeal is coarse, but it's what I have available right now. Mix it very well. Since the cornmeal is still coarse, I'm going to cover it and let it sit for half an hour or so. Now I'm sifting in 1/2 cup of regular flour, just to help with the binding. Mix that well. Oops, baking powder. I almost forgot about that. That's what happens when you're making up a recipe as you go along. So 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Then I'm mixing in another 1/2 cup of flour. Now that the dough is firmer, I'm going to use my hands to combine everything and form a ball. Now flour the surface. I'm going to knead it by hand. This will hopefully smooth out the coarse cornmeal some more. Knead it for about 2 minutes. I'm kind of pinching it as I do that. Now form a ball. Flatten it a bit. Cut it into 8 equal parts. Flour them a bit so they're not so sticky. Then I'm going to take one and fold it into itself a few times. Then shape it into a ball. Put some flour on your thumb and poke a hole through the center. Manipulate it to make the hole wider and shape the bagel. Place the bagels into a greased dish. I'm going to get these all finished up and then we'll continue. So I have the bagels all formed. I'm brushing on some milk to further hydrate and smooth the coarse cornmeal. Cover them with a dishcloth and let them rest for about a half an hour. They're not going to rise much because I'm using baking powder, not yeast. So the bagels are ready after resting, and I have a pot with lightly salted boiling water here. You can get this started when the bagels are resting. Now just lay the bagels in the water for 1 minute, then flip them over. This process is normally done with traditional yeast bagels, but I like the idea of preparing them this way before the oven heat dehydrates them. Now remove them, draining off all the excess water, and place them onto a baking sheet lined with baking paper. Brush on some egg wash generously on the top and the sides. The egg wash is 1 egg with a tablespoon of water added and beaten. Now I'm adding some grated cheese on top of them, pressing it on gently. Then I'm going to bake them for about 20 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. That's about 175 or so degrees Celsius. Keep an eye on them because oven temperatures may vary. The corn bagels are ready. Look how good they look and the cheesy smell. I'm going to let them cool a bit. The bagels have cooled, so now I'm going to cut one open so you can see what it looks like on the inside. It looks a little dry, but I eat my bagels toasted, so this is just fine for me. I toasted one here and spread on some butter. I love the flavor of cornmeal. And of course, the cheese baked on it just makes it even more yummy. So I toasted another one here and I spread some butter on it, more cheese, tomato, a little salt, black pepper, a sprinkle of oregano, garlic powder, and voila! Look at that yummy goodness. Now the taste test. That's a nice bite. And it's so tender, not chewy or bready like a regular bagel. So there you have it, guys. DIY yeast-free cheesy corn bagels. If you try this at home, let me know how yours turn out. And I hope this and my other Chopped at Home episodes inspire you to come up with your own concoctions at home. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to get notified about new episodes.